Marks 1 year since the coronavirus first arrived in Wisconsin, and tonight our coverage of its first anniversary continues. Yesterday, city and county leaders reflected on how far the community has come since the state's first reported case. And tonight we're looking forward. Gabriella Becerra shares what the road to recovery looks like in Madison and Dane County.
There's not a guidebook on how to survive a global pandemic, but a career in public health comes kind of close.
How does that training relate to what you actually went through?
Oh my goodness. You learn a lot about it, and you learn a lot in a little bit.
No amount of education can prepare someone for the number of deaths caused by the coronavirus. 5,896 people in Wisconsin alone. But there is hope on the horizon as the pandemic nears familiar territory.
We can utilize the skills that we practice on a yearly basis, on a monthly basis, and then see what that impact could look like at such a larger scale.
The state has administered more than 500,000 vaccines into the arms of the healthcare workers, nursing home residents, and first responders who want it. UW Health Dr. Nasia Safdar says that's a good start, but there's still concern.
I think the effects of this pandemic will be with us for many decades.
The pandemic may have caused more illness than a vaccine can fix.
Especially growing children, people that will have mental health and other issues as a consequence of having dealt with it. And all the other, illnesses that didn't stop while the pandemic was raging.
Shutting down non-essential businesses in the beginning saved lives. It also turned some upside down.
I remember driving to work and coming down Atwood Avenue and driving past restaurants and businesses that I frequent, and everything was closed.
Since then, Dane County Executive Joe Parisi has dedicated more than $15 million of county funds to saving small businesses, $10 million to eviction prevention, and $5 million to feeding people. And still, it's only a fraction of the need.
It's been a multi-level trauma that's been inflicted upon our community. And there was no waiting a year or, later till things got better to address it. It needed addressing immediately.
Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway agrees the road to recovery won't be easy, and it might be longer than the actual pandemic itself.
It's going to take our economy years to recover from this. So we really do have to be very proactive about thinking about the recovery and making sure that it benefits the people who have been hurt the most.
But Rhodes Conway and the other leaders who guided us to this point are confident this time next year will shine a little brighter.
I hope that it's a story of recovery, right? I hope that it's a story of, coming on the upslope out of a really hard time.
In Madison, Gabriella Becerra, News 3 Now.
While we recognize a year of COVID in our lives, Mayor Rhodes Conway recommends people look back and acknowledge how hard the past year has been, while also taking a moment to grieve and mourn before taking a deep breath and moving forward.